Well, it is great to be back in rivals. For the A's, it would be the left-hander Ken Walden. Sports, California. Glenn Kuiper, opening day just 4 days away, and a couple of things we're going to cover today. Lots of new players.
You nailed it, partner. This game that you and I have grown up loving, the new faces in the green and gold, also such a precursor against the Giants.
All right, the A's fighting through Chuck, and so his last chance to get himself
this left-hander right here. Why? I think about he was dominant. 7 out on a high note. That's exactly what Waldichuk did.
Giants exhibition baseball coming up from the Coliseum on Thursday. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after that. Dallas Braden Mission, part of the Bay Bridge series. Of course, these two teams, San Francisco, but here in the exhibition season, they'll play San Francisco. So the field looks great as last month and a half, which we all have felt, not just here. You guys were playing. This series was in, but now you get to a big league park, and there's a little
feel, the operative word, partner. You nailed it. Thing season starting, and this is what gets those juices going. Ryan's yelling at you, signing autographs. It's all
talk about coming to the big league stadium to play the games you play down in Arizona. The stadiums are reception standpoint.
Oh, totally. And the phrase is, don't let the ball up in the air. You lose sight of it.
A's have taken the field, so we're just about set to go. Let's playing second base. Wilmer Flores will play first. One of the Giants' top prospects. He's going to play short. Wisely is the center fielder. That's the Giant.
For the green and gold, as you mentioned, partner making that sliced and diced the last time he had the ball.
And the A's defense, fun. Seth Brown is in left. Estiuri, Rui short. Kemp at second. Aguilar is at first. Hitter today for the A's is Brent Rooker. Just about set to go as Shea Langoliers fight. So we're going to interview, and we're also going to chat with Kyle Muller, who is the should be a fun day of baseball here on NBC Sports. Chuck kicks and delivers, in the first pitch is a strike on the outside. Office, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You see the count. You see where the count is 0-2, and there it is. Thing this year. It's not a pitch clock.
It wind down. The cadence of the game was going to go.
And as most people know, with to go at 8 seconds, and if there's runners on base, 10. It's going to head into the seats. Going anywhere, folks. 2-2 pitch is not close, so 3-2.
On the same page with that clock.
Payoff. Kemp, Laureano, and Ramon stays with fair territory, but Laureano stayed with it. It's the veteran Bill Miller. He's calling balls and strikes today, and he.
Well, interesting. You see the green and gold over there at first. Guy here in Oakland looks like with all that expansive territory.
50 yards until he gets to the dugout. He may be.
Yeah, that's a souvenir. Wait a minute. That's it in all its glory.
What? Swing and a miss. He struck him out, kept it away, and a good changeup.
Bad against Flores. Not some early action. Go back to it. Just keep.
With him having a spot in this rotation, I think start, and we don't know exactly which game he is going to start.
I think that is something he could tap capable of.
3-0 now to Lamont, helm of the Athletics. Get through spring training and get the regular season.
The third baseman, number 7.
It's always funny to me, Dallas, just a fan. Spring training is so great, right? It's fun to be there.
Funny is, it feels like whether you're there for maybe 6-7 days into it,
and outside to J.D. Davis. It's not easy either, because I think it gets settled in a little bit, right? From the Coliseum. I mean, guys are renting apartments and all settled in, and you play today quickly deal, but you do like to have a couple days to at least
sense of how you're going to get to the ballpark.
Yep.
What it's have that play to your advantage as you start this season.
And that pitch not close.
Just a bit up to Flores. That's twice now. He's in a release point. It can help you get back.
2-1. Laureano backs up, and he's got it. So Giants threaten, do not score in the top. Tony Kemp, and then Aledmus Diaz at third. This team, he's a big, strong right-handed hitter. He'll DH. Langley is in center.
And big left hand coming off a 2022 campaign. Saw him make ERA of 3.83. You remember Ayers on the mound, a good group who would go on to help them solidify and stabilize that rotation again moving forward.
His third year with the Giants. Check swing, foul back. Tony Kemp, 7 hits. Jam shot, looped foul, and the end is seeing Kemp in them some leadoff. Charged, Davis to first.
CTK looking to drop into the slot, holding up,
and then actually hit the knob into an infielder.
Right, not only kept fair, but
and for Diaz, this is going to be a tougher play, bare hand. So Edmus Diaz will Ramon Laureano. Let's take a look at gets on the bases. He's in left field. Brett Wisely's in center. Brett out. Young players in there for the Giants. Ramon Laureano.
The guy who he's got a games are really a
little bit inside to Laureano. He's able to even do what he just did. Go behind the mound before 20 seconds. 3-1.
Yeah. It's in game flow at the same time.
Missed inside. We know all about him because he's been an A before. Right-handed reliever to a big league contract. Into the A's bullpen. Excited to see that. Remember Familia, and he pitched well. Mets closer. Big swing and a miss by Aguilar.
Some bullpens, and here came Jury's big smile in Arizona.
Cut 3 call. Aguilar.
What's this Wood? Good hard little 2.
How many? Is there a bigger team? I mean, they're huge. You're standing in the clubhouse, and listen, there's a lot of new guys. You're not sure who's the NFL team. Huge.
At either.
Rooker went around. 1-2 pitch to Brett Rooker, and he took it. Strike.
On Thursday, March 30th. Early arriving fans, athletics.com/
Fun attempt by
Catcher number 21, Joey
so
Bart.
1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Joey Bart.
You take the early contact.
Joey, strong young man.
I think really excited about Bart. Waiting for that breakout.
Yep. Went to the Tigers. Nick Madrigal with the White Sox. He's now with
stud second baseman. That's a draft list, big leagues.
14 to the Mariners. Bart checked his swing, and he
on some great adjustments for Kinwald to Chuck. You spin the strike zone, it's going to make everything else you're featuring and offering up there. Speed for strikes. Get ahead with the fat.
He's playing after the game tomorrow night. 1 inning. Get a quick 3 up, 3 down inning. Oh. Another big guy. Inside.
Well, I thought just maybe that Waldichuk really trying to.
Tried it again. Sweep.
A long while.
For it. Laureano was shaded in that direction. Get over there and.
Boy, fall behind and unable. You got to come back into the strike zone with something a little more hittable than Walden.
To the backstop, and that will allow our look like see how Langoliers is set up outside, and the ball ran.
With that little arm side run zone really into that left-handed batter's box.
That's a strike. Michael Conforto with the season on the injured list. Doesn't seem to think that
seeking that out there would be great for them.
Now a full count to Wisely. Forward to hearing from Fuji. Inside, he walked him.
All up and in. We're starting to see Waldichuk.
So here's VR, top of the order, and the first pitch is inside. I like it.
There it is.
Ball to right field to open up the lead. A long home run for VR.
Ball behind, and you got to find a way to get back in.
So 3-0, not work his way out of the jam.
Well, those are some of the things you kind of kick. You're understandable. Those things happen. But what frustrates damage and get the boys back in the depth, and then a crooked number.
And now 3-2 in AAA. It's home runs.
Oh, he's going to run into one for it.
Reaches up to grab it, flips to first, and that'll do it. David V. When we come back. And there they are. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. And first question.
メジャーリーガーとして、春のキャンプを過ごしたんですけど、どうでしたか？
みんなもよくしてくれて、すごいいいキャンプ過ごせました。
Thing I would like to ask Fuji is, there's a lot of something that he was most excited about when he understood he was coming.
来ましたか？
伝統あるチームに入れたなと。
I was looking forward to 対戦もありますし、で日本のファンの、皆さんの前
静かにやりたい気持ちもあるんですけど、楽しみにしてくれてる。
Play in facing against each other too, so I'm very excited for it.
It's of humor or just the way they go about their business.
いろんなチームメイトと毎日プレーしてると思うんですけど、often and very funny guy and
I know that language.
的な
シーズンでスプリングトレーニングも含め、はい、
そう出してるなと思いました。
the biggest difference is like I feel like I can prepare myself better in this situation than
A's are going to catch a break. It's first and third with one out. So the A's have it. Here's a play that you do see this through a sinker.
Target, which is why you're taught just to throw the ball too long.
Inside 1-1.
Season, what's the most
始
exciting?
まるんですけども、一番楽しみにしていることは何ですか？
そうですね。オークランドのファンの
I'm very, very, very excited to get on the very exciting to pitch.
Watch, and we're excited for Saturday, and we want to thank and we're betting on him against Ohtani.
Yeah,
That's right.
Thank you.
土曜日頑張ってください。
That's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward. And Fuji's going to take the ball against the Angels. That's a big
Day that Shohei Ohtani and Malpitable around a work.
For the most part, pitched through that because the stuff is
At times can lose command. The high velocity offerings that Fuji has with where you're at in the strike zone and going from there. In his last outing,
Here's Kemp pitches inside. Yeah, the last outing he did allow a couple of runs because he had 4 walks, and instead it's gonna score 1. Behind him is number 3, and the books to the booming triple by Kemp.
I'll just continue to sail, continue to carry out to of caroms off the wall in the merry-go-round. Estuary Ruiz was absolute.
And the infield comes in. I have not heard it, but I believe that's probably at double times, and I think that allowed Kemp to go to third.
Yeah.
0-2 now. Signaling the A's, but it should be a slight distraction.
To watch. He's passing. It's a days of Ricky.
And Wood gets a Gabe Kapler. Remember, this is an exhibition game. Alex Wood could go back.
Restrictions apply, so see rules and enter at MLB.
So the A's have tied for the day. So Kemp still at third, 2 outs.
Is number 9.
Pitch short. Fires across in Giants. This game is tied at 3.
Twice this season after our green and gold take the field. .com/tickets.
Olechuk.
And the rest of the staff with some flexibility.
1-2 pitch.
Number 7, J.D. Davis.
Well, Lamont Wade Jr. little left up.
Here's J.D. Davis. As the A's starting rotation will also Drew Brzezinski, hamstring. So that's two mains. I don't think either of the injuries to. So that's where the opening came in. Due to
Yep. Well, that's much pitching a problem. It's never, because it just never feels like you ever can happen. A setback here, a setback there.
2-2 now to Casey. Do know Kyle Muller is going to swing and a miss. He struck him out. How about that inning for? We'll see him on a very nice day. Lots of sunshine. But that's all right. Ball. You can send your stem to end up having one of those 40 pitch innings. For Aguilar, that's what you have to do. Well, not completely straight. If the outfielder is allowed, which is interesting, he's got to be to the right of second base. You know, Tom Verducci, right? Great phrase about this. He said, this year baseball of large appliance-sized field where a laminated card cooked up by math wizards told them. Would you agree with that?
I agrees with that. Wants to believe it.
Where a laminated card cooked up by math wizards.
Absolutely. You know, if I've got an understanding that would I 2 steps to your left or to your right, if you get it, great. If you don't, hit it over the wall.
Been slid over to his right, but he cannot go a whole lot further. He basically cannot go.
Wilmer Flores, the first baseman, on second base.
You can a third outfielder and putting him in short right field. They're saying out in shallow right field, which took a lot of hits away from a left-handed hitter. Outs for Wood on to the 4th.
Arizona, January 10th through the 16th. Ball instruction, unforgettable memories, and more each and every about it.
Chuck. So you had a good fantasy.
Wrong to quite just
won it all, huh?
Won it all.
Excellent.
Won it all. Yes, we did. Well, I'm glad you brought that. That might be the best thing to do. And so I headed out into the world of there can only be one winner. And that was us.
Interesting. So very fast.
Well, this is the kind of engagements on the rubber. This right fold in front of us. But athlete.
Bryce Johnson is going to take off at some point. He's dancing around and Waldachuk goes over there. So there's one first disengagement. Then the pitch is high, 2-1.
Gets off. You'll see him kind of give a little ground.
He's not running, and it's a strike inside corner. So 2, and there he goes. And Bart lines it foul. As
what I'm saying, he's moving. He's a little noisy over there as a runner. Happy feet. Sort of identify guys like this because they're going to capture.
Not running on 2-2, and that is a swing. And
how about it? Little slide piece from Waldachuk to.
He does. He goes into a slide, but with that great speed, Johnson's going to go. Auerbach, who has good speed, to go to second.
Well, ball into that slide, trying to pop up, get rid.
Infield in, and it's Brett Wisely. There's a strike. It's funny, Dallas, but that's the out. Check swing and a slider, 2-1. As well. Slider, strike, 2-2. Up over at first base, and the ball dropped to.
Sometimes it just does not bounce your way.
So right then, we'll tell you about him right after this. California. Ken Waldachuk done. And now out of the bullpen is Chastir with the Rocky. Throw to second base is high into center field.
We're ready. Much like Wisely, off with the pitch. Hit the.
I think every team run more. And I think a lot of teams have tried it out.
That's how I've looked at this. Is if you can identify guys.
3. I think that there could be an increase in stolen do that. But listen, I mean, how often do we don't know how much?
Well, I mean, the main objective, a la Bryce Harper. You hate to see things like that. Jason Kendall, it ain't. And that just means that's more certain avoiding injury. We watch.
Center hit hard, but right into the glove of Ruiz to join us. The A's pitching coach. This downstairs with the headset on is the A's pitching for a short term anyways. I know that's a little have to deal with those injuries a little bit.
Well, I feel like the guys and now
Seth Brown on
Tied for all boats down there. And how does that conversation go?
push each other to the next level. And if everybody just remembers, take care of our support staff and take care of you and let the competition, bunch of guys that are fighting for that position.
And, I know the A's like him a lot. Obviously, he was
the season. He can go, 100 pitches, being strong.
What have you liked about what you've seen from him?
Oh man, I mean, this guy strikes and the fastball. I truly fly out to center field, but caliber pitcher, and that's what we're looking for. 20 years with Dallas. I know.
Big fan.
Huh?
Big fan.
The white spikes by.
We got to take her.
14. And it looks like he's going to be in the rotation to start this list. Blackburn and Rosinski. You're going to want to carry a long guy at different points this year.
Has served in that role. Who has served the role as, but those are important innings.
Wade.
You show the ability to pitch in situations like that, go out there and get some high leverage outs.
E. Davis. Brown takes charge and makes the catch. Initials, but not much. So fairly high.
Confusion we saw.
Swinging and a miss. 0-2. That was one of the.
Well, I know you and I had the opportunity in 2 days. You didn't get to hang out in the pool like you typically like to.
No, to me. Not. Yeah, you know what? That's good.
Yeah.
Guys look good. Let's wrap it up.
Ball from Ollie. Elevate. He's for Adam Aller. Something that maybe.
Swing and a miss is Aller. Couple steps toward left center. And Johnson missed that one, and it's 1-2. Going to be much of an issue.
No, I think if anything,
He's not going to be able to get away with it. Runner goes, and the pitch is inside far today. A couple of those have. No doubt. I think it's going to be on it. I think it's pretty well settled. A's have Ryan Noda, big first baseman. But I think the real question right now is it 2-1 now. But then you got Connor Capel, who looks like he can hit. 2-1 pitch is high. Well, that's 6 guys.
decision that's looming,
Right?
ready to be made sooner.
3 walks in the inning. There are.
Where you start to look at, the projected heavy. What sort of flexibility, with a guy.
And it's going to get through into left field, and it's going to speeding around third. He scores, and 2 outs.
Out of the reach of Diaz. Nick Allen couldn't get to it.
Did. Good call by.
That's it.
And then a big curveball from the A's 3, and we're joined downstairs. First of all, welcome to the Athletics. Thanks for joining us, and I know coming to the A's.
Obviously I enjoyed my time in Atlanta, but pitch every 5 days was something that I was really
You get the nod. Is a lot different.
Transitioned. It was like, do you think you can do that on opening day? And that's weird, because like going into camp, I'm just trying to make the team, and so I was freaking out, just smiling ear to ear the entire time. In 2020, we were at the alt site together, and then.
So if you don't know it, Kyle Muller is a big old Texan, tight end.
Yeah, we got guys on both ends of the spectrum, man. It's.
Aguilar takes down and away. Well, we certainly are excited and put it all together so you have a chance to be a huge part of this.
Right, and to come face these guys, pitch against these guys, and
great fans here in Oakland, the Coliseum on a sunny. And the A's will have a couple of days to work out on Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and the. Remember, no game on, so that's the extent of the first homestand. a different, more balanced. With there will play. Everybody will play everybody this year. So the A's, except the Giants, they will play them in a 4-game or 4.
Feedback that I have received has been really looking forward to seeing new ball players that they just haven't.
Main reason everybody can get to see the.
After our green and gold take the field. Tickets are available at Athletics.
Veteran left-handed hitter. So Pete, the numbers from spring training.
No, I've always felt like you get out there, maybe things don't play a quadruple digit number. That's not too fun to look at. An approach. You spent all off of all of that in speed.
Very close pitch. We're going to tell you how the new schedule has affected the A's going to travel significantly more miles compared to last year. The A's are always in the zone each year. It's always going to be just from just a couple more times. And I looked at the A's schedule, and that's a lot.
That is girthy.
That's a lot. You went to the East Coast 3 times.
Recovery, just not a thing.
So Sam. Because what just happened is David VR led off the inning with a strike, came in to face Jock Peterson.
Hey,
that's only 2 outs.
It's still 3. Go back over the summary and you just double check.
Something was not.
Took me a moment because I'm a guy. I need
to end the bottom of the 5th, and everybody stood around. I'm blaming it on the.
Yeah, I have just never. 26 athlete
is the runner at first. He takes off. The throw to second base gets up.
A good lead, good jump. Once again,
J.D. Davis, a walk, a strikeout, fly ball to left field, and now
is the individual who fell asleep on there. They're not even sure.
Slider, shoot 8, walk. Over, and he's got it. Side retired, 7-3, John.
Tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting. It just got post-game fireworks, drone shows, whole bunch of giveaways. Slap.
Brent Rooker leading.
Well, we watched this being a spring training game, the ability to roll an inning.
So that's a pretty good number. Strike 3 called right on the inside.
Been two-seam fastball, starts in because of the life and that arm side movement. Alex Wood comes back over, catches the
Giants bullpen down the first baseline. These 2-game series. July, Francisco. And then the very next week, paper's a little wet. How dare they? So he's trying to figure out Alex Wood. 6 strikeouts.
Well, there it is. Slider.
Goes over 90 pitches, and he'll hand it over to Scott. Get a uni on, get out to the bullpen, because ranked. So he is going to be in the A's bullpen.
By virtue of being present down there. And there's some familiar in his experience.
Spring training. Wing grounded toward third. Davis with a 3-down inning. We're on to the 7th. Sam Giants 7, the A's 3. Familia, who is now 33 years old. He's from the Dominican. Familia facing Casey Schmidt, who swings and misses.
125 career down there with a few different arms, who I think.
New third baseman Chase Peterson.
Fielded cleanly by Jace Peterson. You can see just a little squib creeping into the middle.
Baseman. There's a few other changes. We'll get you to those. Some more Bryce Johnson, and he has scored 2 runs. But foul. Connor Capel is in right. Foul back to the screen. Markatze. A little bit inside. Quick throw, and diving back is Schmidt. And Carlos Perez is the new catcher.
Morning, when kind of responding in terms of time frame and getting Perez ready. Do the job.
And oh yeah, looked like first. Foul.
Adjust to some of those to rip the glove off, start to rub the ball down while he's.
And runner goes. And the throw to second base. And I mean, Bart certainly looked like a swing on the 2-strike pitch. So it does go as a stolen. Auerbach plays everywhere. We're talking about right out there. Big swing, and now it's 2-2. Tapped up the third base line, but foul. Different varieties. One team is down. A play at the plate. The throw is up the line. And how about 4 for 4 with 3 RBI?
And wouldn't you know it, a split Auerbach just utilizing the right side of the field have happened for Auerbach. Right-hander from Hawaii, Darren Erstad.
Auerbach's going to hustle around to third. Bradley has his
Scooping this thing out. Right into down and in honey hole for
Ford Proctor. His nice play. Throw to first. Now 8-3 San Francisco. For the A's out of the bullpen, or for the Giants. Maybe get a start here and there and hit the tough way.
Yeah, not ideal for Junis.
A's are excited from what they've seen from Ruiz. Not a big guy, 6.
You get really intrigued by when you start to understand what it looks like on a baseball field. You hear outfield coverings, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, Ruiz. You got 2 on and nobody out. In the minor leagues, he played in 145 steals in 114 games.
Providing many opportunities for the guys behind him.
Chase Peterson will get a lot of time at third base. He can also play second base.
Guys that have the green light, who are hitting behind you.
Johnson to left. So, really, in its simple, or you can step the base, then it resets. That one to the backstop.
Explain is that while a pitcher is taking his at bats, the same conversation to an extent. That's a whole lot of thinking going on in a has been ignored, be at the risk of the product.
Another 3-2 pitch swing and a miss. That's a big first at bat. Angels. McCann in spring training. Kyle McCann. Manny Pena. We'll find out soon enough. Coming up.
Joining the A's Kids Club. Don't miss exclusive.
Danny Jimenez takes over. Facing.
Been talking about the last few innings down there in that Athletics bullpen.
Well, you always
he is part of that next step.
Gone. Jock Peterson home.
He sure can.
And an all-star appearance, and he's got one here.
He pounded it.
Here's Luis Mato. Tyler Wade, the new second baseman. Who
Now batting number 92.
So that's out number 1.
Good effort.
Yeah, I'm trying. I figure, and then regular. Somebody's going to grab him because he's out of options.
think it's a matter of.
And you know what is just that's scary if you're a front office.
Well,
you don't want to be the team that let him.
Right, I mean, you think about
Now batting.
things not quite working out in Minnesota.
This is Kate that he reached on an air, stole 9 walks issued by A's pitchers have struck out. Outside corner for a strike. Good pitch. Swing and a miss as he chased that one. And Schmidt.
Danny Jimenez of the baseball. See that slider starting to work its way down.
Bryce Johnson comes in, shading his eyes. He grabs it, and that. I wouldn't mess with that guy, huh?
Not cut.
Strong.
You want a piece of that? That's one big fiesta in the back right there.
Back out there for the for Noda on the spring. 1 home run. Rule 5 guy. Left on the run is Johnson. Maybe questions, possible questions for the roster that the A's still need answered on Thursday night.
And what's the conversations about roster construction specifically, and the door for somebody to depart because spot that's already spoken for. Part of it, it's just interesting.
Rule changes work. A chance to be successful. Three-two pitch, up and away. Pretty much the same. Strikeouts pretty much the same. So amount of action. But you're getting that action in Kevin Smith, who's at it.
Smitty.
I saw this number.
That's a very long time.
Right at Proctor on the first. So June 9-3, top of his team as a reliever. We saw. So he pitches here in the Austin Wynn at the catcher spot.
I mean, thinking back, Kipes.
The injury bug a little bit. Ryder in 2021. His ERA was
a dip. Right.
Oh, those.
Well, they're like volcanoes. Start to bubble.
Kevin Smith stays with it, and he throws. And then here's the hitting. Auerbach around today. Wade, the second baseman, says I got it, and 2 teams will square off tomorrow night over in San Francisco. It'll be playing for the Giants. It'll be a 6:40. Dallas and I will not. Of course, the radio guys will have it for you on A's Cast. Johnny Dasco, our new. Hopefully, Johnny's driving safe. But he's up, throw to first, and that's a strikeout for Stecker.
Around the corner. You can join us for opening day when you're green and go snag 2023 A's home game mag tickets.
He was 6-2 with an ERA of 3.1. So the A's, New York, they are opening up at Yankee Stadium today, and that will be a day game. Garrett Cole. Maybe catch a little bit of that.
Slinger.
Pache with a big swing and a miss. Trying to get to the postseason.
Yeah, don't sleep on the hit.
They got excellent frontline players, but they added to. These are pretty good players.
For the better part of what they've been able to do has been
Brandon Drury. So you add guys that you can move around. I would say probably the players at the big league level, and they're going to get a chance.
Well, and this is where that conversation surrounding the Angels goes back to.
But with The lineup, the Angels, because their lineup is terrific if everybody's out there.
Well, and if Anthony Rendon, in my opinion, is still waiting to be really long with just him.
Walsh.
We didn't think Taylor Ward could get out at the beginning of the year. Well, yeah, thinking about, a guy.
Outside corner, Peterson called. I just, I like what the Rangers have done.
The kind of fire that Jacob deGrom could be starting out there in Texas. Chief staff rolling and dialed in. With that,
no. That baby. So Reyes.
You can see they want this fastball quite high enough. Bang.
Sounded good.
Turned around.
And that baby's gone. Wow, it's in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, this one had a little, but it was quick.
So here's Ryan Noda. Off speed, catches the outside. Brebbia working quickly. So the ball. Brebbia delivers. So Brebbia.
Couple knocks here. That'll bring out backing up, which means you're backing up bases.
You don't want to have to get somebody up.
Yeah, that is the last thing that
was Mauricio Llovera. This is Kyle McCann, the catcher, and he takes a fastball in the inside corner. And a quick 0-2.
I'm moving.
Strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. Reyes one to Perez. He also strikes out 3 in the 4 game left in the exhibition season for the A's. That final score this afternoon from the Coliseum. It's the